James Lynch here, MMA guru. I don't think I ever thought we'd see this day, but here we are. Right off the bat, man. Thank you for coming on, man. I appreciate it.
No problem, dude. Let's settle the beef.
Let's settle it. Let's get into it right now. This is what I think, and this is going to be my first question. I think after all the evidence I've reviewed over the last 48 hours and going through all the videos and looking at this has been manufactured, is it not? I don't think there's really an issue with you and I here. I think it's the fans, the audience, whatever you want to call this. I think it's them pitting us against each other. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I despise you. No, I'm joking.
Okay.
No, yeah, it's people troll and then they clip what you responded and then they show it to me and then I say something and then they show it to you and then it's haha, we made a little clip out of it and then there's beef between James Lynch and the MMA guru and they get some views for it. It's all good. And I don't think I said anything too personal though.
No, but that's exactly it. And that's where I've been misinformed. Like from the beginning, okay, we'll go all the way back to the beginning. I want to address this. So very beginning, I know there were a few times that you made fun of me and that's fine. Cause I'm, again, people think I'm really serious, not really like that. I take it with whatever. Trust me, you're not the first, not the last person that said anything about me, but it's the point where it got to the, the trolling stuff. And what I was being told was, this is, you sending these guys to me, but I can see that's not the case because I go back and watch these clips. The hacking clip's a great example. Okay. I'm hacked last week. You said it on your channel. You're like, if this happened to me, I'd be really worried right now. And so I'm watching this clip and I'm going, that's not what happened at all. Because what I was told is, oh, he's mocking him, his channel's down, all this stuff. And I'm like, that's not really what happened. So this is where we've got to. It's manufactured drama. Am I right?
Yeah. My fans are pretty, let's just to use an internet term, they're pretty dank memers, if you will.
Yeah.
So a few of them seem to twist some things out of context to get some reactions out of people and type stuff in a chat and say James Lynch said this. So there's no real beef between us, but
no,
we have internet trolls gonna be internet trolls, I guess. It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, beyond our control. People just type what they want. I don't know. I thought it was gonna be a lot more intense than that, but yeah, people just typing in your chat, typing in my chat, making clips out of it. I have no bad feelings for you. In all honesty, I felt bad when you made your reaction to the trolling. When you made the video, I was like, oh shit, I kind of feel bad. He's kind of emotional and you know what I mean? Not in a demeaning
No,
way,
I know what you mean, man. No, it's good. It's good. I know where you're coming from. This is the thing. I get you now. I get you. It makes sense. Like the Sean O'Malley thing's a prime example. Okay. When I was asked that question, I could have taken the high road and said the truth, which is that's awesome. You got on his show. Like not everyone from YouTube media, it doesn't matter, is getting on Sean O'Malley's show. That's what I should have said. I then had to add in the worst fan base. But here's the problem with that statement is that it's not all your fans. I've talked to some of your fans. I have lately, since this whole thing's happened. And, I get it. That's not all of the fans. See, I thought it was all of your fans. So that's the difference.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 of them that like to meme around on the internet, but the majority of them are pretty good.
But here, I had another question though. Like you mentioned, you get trolled as well. I know there's the whole wheelchair thing. I'm curious, what is trolling on your end? Because I don't even know what that is.
People say I'm in a wheelchair. People call me a Jew. People say all sorts. It's just nonstop, but I like it. I like being trolled. I like being insulted. So I don't know. It kind of gets me going. It's funny to me. So I sort of I'm okay with it. And then they see I'm okay with it. And then they take it up to 100% of trolling against me pretty much. But I like being trolled. I like being insulted. So I'm okay with it.
Well, it's a different generation though, too. I think you and I mean, there's an age difference here. I kind of know how old you are. And I think you kind of know how old I am here, but I think it's a different set of an audience as well. And I'll say another thing too, you and I cover the sport differently. I think that's fair. There are certain things that I do that are similar to you, but I think the core of what you do is a lot more analysis and things of that nature. Whereas mine's everything, the pros picks, the whatever, it's a kind of a smorgasbord of different MMA stuff. So if I could take a guess here, I could say the back and forth for you probably wasn't a big deal because that's more of what you're used to. For me, it is because it's I'm just trying to cover the sport the way I want to cover it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's sort of out of left field for you to deal with an internet beef back and forth. But for me, it was a chance to make another video. But I don't know. I usually just wait until someone directly insults me hard. Then I can have a justification to go back at them. But like, you know, Dan Hardy and Mark Goddard did
I
like
heard
an
about that.
hour,
See, I never watched that whole thing, but I
you know.
heard people saying that, you know, you own Dan Hardy, and again, that's your own thing. That's none of my business. So
yeah, they made
it's
like an hour long hit piece against.
Okay,
me,
so
pretty
see,
much.
mine was
So
shorter
it
then there were,
justified.
you know,
Yeah.
It's
Yours was
a little
only a
bit
couple
different.
of minutes.
Yeah.
But yeah, they like, I don't know. I was people were saying make a video. I was like, I'm not gonna make a video trashing James Lynch. He's just being trolled by members of the fan base. It's not like he's outwardly just insulting me over and over again nonstop. So I just
and that's where I sort of knew this wasn't the core of what it was. Like I could tell in your response, I could even tell on Instagram, because I didn't know, man. Like I honestly didn't know how you were going to respond. Like when I made the video, like I didn't know what to think. So because I don't know you, and that's why we're here today. We're to figure that out. One of the things I wanted to mention as well is that I know in your response video, you're like, hey, I'm going to try and educate him on like how to filter out trolls. And I've dealt with trolls before, like not just your audience. Have you dealt with Islam fans? Let me ask you that. The Islam Habib fans. Do you get that, a lot of
course.
that?
The Makhachev, the Dagestani fans are the worst fan base in the sport. They're terrible in the comment sections. Luckily, YouTube filters out most of what they say about like beheading family members and stuff, but they are terrible. But yeah, they're just,
because they cross the line. Like your fans, it's whatever, you know, I suck, whatever, I don't care about that. But there's there's personal stuff that it's gone into with me, and it's like,
there's like attacks on personal safety,
like family members. Like I'm not even kidding. Like I have a Discord chat. I've shown people some of the messages. It's nuts. So
people say I'm lying and over exaggerating about the Dagestani fans. I don't even hate the Dagestani fighters. I don't mind Makhachev and Habib and that.
I'm the same way.
I just want to see some of them lose sometimes, because I want to see their fan base cry about it, because I see the messages that are being held back by YouTube. It's terrible.
And to clarify, it's not all of them, but there is some that get a little obsessive. And then people accuse me. They're like, well, you never interview any of the Dagestani. I can't, because who's their manager? I'm banned from interviewing all of his fighters. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, I didn't know that. No, but Ali
that's a whole other story. Yeah, that's a whole other story that we don't have time here for today. I wanted to give you some advice, because I did appreciate how you went on your stream and you're like, hey, I'm going to help them out and figure out the troll stuff. So you mentioned getting hacked, and I'm going to tell some advice out here, and maybe there's hackers watching. This isn't a good thing, but here's the best advice I can give you after someone who has been hacked. Make sure you have multiple emails tied to your channel. Like, look, like you spend a lot of time putting time into your channel. You're very successful. You don't want that to go away because and mine wasn't even like attacked. Like people think that, like I said, that was something I brought up in the video, is that people thought it was like you and Jesse on Fire, like conspiring against me, but it was a random attack. Yeah.
Yeah. It actually was me and Jesse on Fire. We've been planning this for months.
Exactly. Yeah. And you guys are expert hackers, and you got the UFC too. Because the same thing that happened to my channel happened to the UFC. Did you know that?
Yeah, but we were mainly focusing on you. The UFC was just like a side project that we had.
Well, that's understandable, right?
We needed James Lynch's fan base to be sold Teslas illegally. Was the main focus of the hacking.
Trying to go green
enterprise. Over here. It sounds like a joke, but I don't know. I think with the fact that I've got as far as I've got in a fucking shed in my garden, with no production value whatsoever, I think I can become the biggest MMA content creator on YouTube pretty easily. I'm already like catching up to certain names on YouTube. I'm gaining on like the Weasel and Chael. So eventually I want to be like the biggest MMA content creator on YouTube that talks about sport, you know?
Well, I was going to say, and the numbers are